So here's how I easily healed my anxious attachment style without struggling, without having a lot of pain. And basically, to summarize all this up before I begin, I did it by creating a morning routine that meant that I was really in touch with myself throughout the day and I could really sense my emotions and just soothe myself and calm myself down and think rationally. You see, very often when we get triggered, what's going on is we're going into a sympathetic nervous response, a fight or flight response. And when you're in this very anxious, very angry state, you can't think clearly. You can't think clearly, man. You're not able to empathize with other people. You're not able to project into the future in an accurate way. Your body's like very activated. You can't do rational planning. You can't rationally think. And so what happens is we see everything in a very black and white state when we're triggered, when we're anxious, when we're angry. We see everything as one or the other. It has to be this way or that way. We can't actually empathize with the other party's perspective and situation, and we can't think through clearly, like, is what they're doing and saying reasonable? Does it have any kind of explanation or not? You see, what used to happen to me all the time is that, because I'm married to a woman who's got a fearful avoidant attachment style. She's a lovely, beautiful woman. She's a really, really awesome lady. And but she didn't understand her attachment style, and I didn't really either. And what would happen all the time is I would try to get close to her, try to get affection, attention from her, and she would shut down and pull away and deactivate. It used to happen constantly. And when I would see that, then I would be triggered. I would feel triggered, and I would get very, very upset, very angry, and feel very scared and very worried. And so I would pursue her and try to give her even more attention, make her give me even more affection, and that would just cause her to withdraw even more and freak out even more. And like, we've been in this cycle honestly for, I don't know, like 9 years 9 years of our relationship, and it just got worse and worse when we had 2 kids. My youngest just turned 3 years old, 3 and 5, and that made it even worse because I felt like I really wasn't getting any attention at all when they were very young. The fact is, my wife's a really, really great lady, and she's now aware of these things, and we have a much better relationship. But that came through me being able to heal my attachment wounds and my anxious attachment style. Now, what I would say is, it's not like I just suddenly don't need affection or attention. Not at all. Not at all. I still need a regular affection and attention. But the thing is that I get it now. I get it so much more consistently from her. And that's because I have learned to calm myself. I have learned to regulate my nervous system. And because my nervous system is calmer and more regulated, in the moments when she does seem a little distant, I can tell her and say, hey, I feel like you have pulled away a little bit. Is something going on for you? What's happening for you? And by me, especially since I'm the man, by me regulating myself and my emotions and calming my emotions down and be able to be present with myself and meet my own needs, it's meant that she just doesn't feel the pressure in the same way, and she's able to calm down and she's able to analyze herself and come out of her sympathetic nervous system response, and she's able to notice, oh yeah, I am doing that, and tell me about it, and that makes me feel connected. We actually reconnect quite easily and quite quickly. So how did I do this? Well, I mentioned the morning routine. The morning routine that I adopt and that I teach in my coaching practice, the very basic structure of it is getting up at the same time every day and immediately praying, journaling, and meditating. And that's the basic core of it. Now, everyone develops their own morning routine. Mine includes different kinds of meditations. It includes Bible reading and exercise. But the core of it is the prayer, journaling, and meditation. Now, when we say praying, obviously I'm Orthodox Christian, and so I'm definitely talking about the God of the Bible when I say pray. And the reason that we pray, everyone, is that we just are aligning ourselves to our purpose. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons to pray. There's many, many reasons to pray. But when it comes to my coaching teaching, then the reason we pray is because it's aligning ourselves with God, with our purpose, and asking God to guide us through the day so that we can be living out our purpose. Then after I pray, then I journal. So I write out my thoughts. I write out immediately my thoughts. When we first wake up in the morning, our brain is still in a sleep state. Okay, and our brain waves are slower. And this means that we're actually able to access the subconscious mind much more easily. And so when we maybe write out our thoughts and write out what emotions we're having, what we're thinking about for the day, and what sort of difficult things have been happening to us recently, what we're concerned about, then that is showing ourselves, showing myself who I really am, what I'm really worried about, what I'm really thinking about. It takes some time. I would say it takes a couple of weeks to get really into your journaling. But then after a few months, I've noticed, man, like I don't even need to do that much anymore. I used to journal all the time. I used to journal out all sorts of difficult emotions and difficult, circumstances that were happening to me. But now that I've done it so regularly, I do it every morning and every evening. My journaling is usually pretty brief, and I'm just immediately able to write down, here's some really good tips, what I'm worried about, what I'm angry about, what I'm sad about, anything that I'm having difficult emotions related to. I'm able to write them all out, and that kind of coughs them up and makes them present to me in the present moment. And I'm able to just notice that what I'm experiencing is just thoughts and emotions. It's not necessarily the truth. It's just how I'm thinking about things. And from that calmer place, I'm able to plan better and just live a better life. It makes me much more able to get through the day and achieve everything I need to achieve. Over time, it's meant that I trust myself way more because I know that I'm in touch with who I am. And the third thing I teach is meditation, what you guys might think of as mindfulness meditation. You may have heard of that, but it's really just practicing being present in the moment. God is not in the future or the past. He only exists in the current moment. And so when we're practicing being present in the moment, without any stimulus, just closing your eyes, relaxing, sitting in an upright position, relaxing, and focusing on the breath, for example, is one of the most common, presence or mindfulness meditations. Then what we're doing is we're just strengthening the ability to sit in the current moment, to sit with ourselves. And this is a very important practice. I do it every morning for 20 minutes myself. It's taking me some time to build up to that, but it's definitely worth doing. When we pray, journal, and meditate in the morning, you're going to notice a massive, massive improvement in your overall mental health and your ability to calm your nervous system and heal your anxious attachment. Peace.